So in this problem, again, we have a selling price per unit, we have a cost per unit, we have fixed costs. But now we're asked to find the contribution margin, contribution rate, and then the break-even point. So over here, we can actually, there's two methods to find the break-even point. Like we saw in the previous example, we could equate total cost equals to total revenue. But in this example, I'm going to show the second method to find the break-even point, which is using your contribution margin and your contribution rate. Okay, so first thing we can do is we can find a contribution margin. So contribution margin is just your selling price minus your cost price, or basically your variable cost per unit. You know that the selling price per unit is 101 and the cost per unit is 56. So we know that our contribution margin is $45. Next, from our contribution margin, we can find a contribution rate. The contribution rate is your contribution margin divided by your selling price per unit. Oh, that's 45, and from the question, you know that selling price per unit is 101. Then you can multiply that by 100 if you wanted to. 0.4455. I'm just going to leave it as a decimal because that's more useful when finding break-even units and break-even sales. Okay, so now we have two equations to find our break-even point. Break-even units is equal to fixed cost over contribution margin, and break-even sales is equal to fixed cost over contribution rate. Okay, so first I'm going to find my break-even units. My fixed cost is 530. My contribution margin that I found was 45. Calculate that. I get 11.78, which is not possible for a break-even unit. You always have to have a whole number, and you always have to round this number up no matter what the number is. So my solution for break-even units is 12. Okay, if I do sub in my fixed cost over here for this, so 530 divided by my contribution rate, 0.4455. I get $1,189.67 as my break-even point. But if I looked at my break-even units, I rounded my break-even units up. So anytime you round your break-even units up, this equation here will not give you the right solution. So this value of 1189.67 is actually incorrect. If you want to find the right solution, you have to sub in your break-even units into your total revenue equation. Okay, so my total revenue is just my selling price per unit, so 101 times the number of units that I've sold to break even, so 12. So 101 times 12 is 1212. So as you notice, these two numbers are different, and the whole reason they are different is only because I've rounded it here. If you don't round this value, you can use this first equation and you will get the exact same solution. But if you do round this value of break-even units up, you always have to use your total revenue equation to find your break-even sales. You cannot use this equation because, again, that point over there is not accurate.